And in business, the US dollar has reached another fresh 15-year low against the Japanese yen at the end of trading in Tokyo. The dollar was worth little as 81.12 yen at one stage, just above the post-World War II low of 79.75 yen. The dollar's continued fall reflects speculation that the US Federal Reserve will expand its quantitative easing program. But Japan's central bankers have also repeatedly threatened further action to curb the recent rises in the yen. A strong yen is hurting Japanese export companies, which are relied upon to spearhead a recovery in Japan's struggling economy. The number of people unemployed in the UK fell by 20,000 to 2.45 million in the 3 months to August. This meant the overall UK unemployment rate fell to 7.7% from 7.8%, the Office of National Statistics (ONS) said. However, the figures also showed the claimant count, those out of work and receiving unemployment benefit, rose by 5,300 in September to 1.47 million.
Many economists fear unemployment will rise later in the year when government cuts begin to kick in. A report by accountants PwC predicts that cuts in public sector spending will have the knock-on effect about 500,000 job losses in the private sector. But Work and Pensions Minister Chris Grayling said that reducing the deficit through spending cuts was the only way to secure long-term job opportunities. Within the UK, the jobless rate in Wales fell to 8.2% from 9.1%. In England, it dropped to 7.7% from 7.8%, and in Northern Ireland, it fell to 7% from 7.1%. However, in Scotland, the rate increased from 8.2% to 8.6%. Across the UK, the number of people employed increased by 178,000 in the 3 months to August, the ONS said. The ONS figures also showed that average earnings in August were 1.7% higher than a year ago. The data provided further evidence that the labor market recovery was struggling even before the public sector job cuts began, said Vicky Redwood, senior economist at Capital Economics. Meanwhile, Howard Arker, chief UK and European economists at IHS Global Insight, forecast that unemployment would peak at 2.85 million in the first half of 2012, with the unemployment rate reaching 9%.
In sports, the Commonwealth Games ends on Thursday after 11 days of fiery competition that went some way to mending the damage done to Indian pride and prestige tarnished by the chaotic build-up to the event. The closing ceremony of the Games is underway with colorful performances showcasing Indian culture. The drama of the last of the 272 gold medals provided the perfect ending for the Indian hosts as poster girl Saina Nehwal saved a match point against Malaysia's Wong Mir Chu in winning the women's singles badminton title. That was India's 38th gold, one clear of England and for the first time ensuring them second place in the Commonwealth Games medals table. Australia were runaway winners with 74 golds and a total of 176. With the closing ceremony, there was relief on part of the organizers that the Games had gone off without a major security lapse, even if the precautions taken meant that events like the marathon and the cycling road races took place in eerie isolation. But other issues remain to be put under the microscope, notably over the way that New Delhi staggered into the competition with filthy athletes' accommodation, crumbling infrastructure and health concerns. Media covering the event were also incensed by a shambolic Games information system that left them struggling to gather even the most basic of news items. The very future of the Commonwealth Games seemed to be on the line at times, 80 years after its first sprung into life as the British Empire Games. Commonwealth Games chief Mike Fennell saluted Delhi 2010, but admitted that the creaking showpiece needs to rethink its timing and rebrand its image. After 7 years of painstaking preparations, Guangzhou, the southern city at the heart of China's economic miracle, has reinvented itself and is ready for next month's Asian Games. Organizers say they hope the 2010 Asiad will help the booming metropolis, once known as Canton, to join the ranks of the world's elite cities. Nearly 12,000 athletes from 45 countries and regions will compete for 476 sports titles at the Games in Guangzhou, which sits in the Pearl River Delta, the hub of China's huge export-oriented workshop of the world. Just as Beijing did before the 2008 Olympics, Guangzhou has poured billions of dollars into infrastructure projects before the Asiad. A new rail station, a gleaming trade center, subway lines, housing projects, highways and bridges. The opening ceremony of the November 12th to 27th showpiece will be held in a new amphitheater built on an island in the Pearl River and nested beneath the towering skyscrapers of the newly renovated waterfront business district. And now